Assalamu alaikum. Ciao. Konnichiwa. Bonjour. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. How are you today? I hope you're well. If you haven't been here before, then thank you very much for tuning in and welcome. This is Ken at 10. If you've been before and you're coming back, thank you so much for joining us again. We are James Alexander Estate Agents. We broadcast daily, every day, without fail, weekdays at 10 o'clock live to talk about the property market, what's going on in our day, and what's going on here in Southwest London, Southwest 16, Norbury to be precise, which is sandwiched between Streatham to the north and Croydon to the south. And we cover those areas, as well as, of course, our own beloved Norbury. So how are you today? Hope you're doing well. The weather here is, again, it's a bit like yesterday, dappled light, nice bit of sunshine, warm without being, too warm. A nice day and busy as well. Lots of things going on. Got clients coming over, literally, some from all over the world to see us for various bits and pieces, which is always lovely. And several meetings, few valuations, all in all a really busy time, which is quite good to see because in August we expect to be a little bit quieter. Now, you're probably wondering, why have I got the sea behind me and what's going on? Well, a couple of things to tell you today. I'm going to tell you about the UK's least affordable city. That's something I saw in the BBC News today, which I thought was quite interesting. And also, why I have this scene behind me is because there is now demand in Spain. Many of you will know from previous broadcasts that there have been two areas in the whole of the world, really, the whole of the developed world anyway, that have seen property price rise. No property price rise, I should say, property falls. And one of those is India, for obvious reasons. And the other one was Spain. And the reason for Spain is I think nobody could get there because Spain is the most popular UK destination of choice overseas in typical times. And it's nice to see that there's a resurgence. People are going back out there. And as usual, us Brits are thinking about buying out there and buying our little piece of paradise. It is something we have some experience in. So if you are thinking of doing that, is something that we can point you in a direction for. Apart from that, so that's from the Express, and it says that the prices this year have soared, the interest levels this year have soared to levels not seen since 2019. Confidence has been returning for several months compared to the same period in 2020. There's another article that was interesting to me in the Daily Express, and that's about the latest data from HMRC about inheritance tax. London has paid the highest inheritance tax bill, which should be no surprise because the highest property prices are here. But on average, this is the killer. On average, the average Brit paid £271,820 in inheritance tax upon death. They say there's two things certain in life, death and taxes. Well, they seem to go together and diverge very badly here in the UK. That's just crazy, isn't it? If you look at the lowest IHT bill, that is in the northwest, and that's 152,000. That's a huge amount of money for the average family to pay, though, isn't it? It's absolutely disgraceful, if you ask me. Interesting to see an article in City AM and the FT today as well. The Financial Conduct Authority may be given the ability to block banks from closing branches. Ha! Good. About time they left some of our branches alone, isn't it? The branch network is small enough. I know a lot of people now with online banking don't consider that they need, but when you see the queues outside the bank for small businesses just trying to get some change for their business or just trying to put their cash in, it's awful. And it's taking hours and hours out of their day where they could be doing other things to get work done. And the banks are, not staffing those branches and closing because they can. And it just seems vastly unfair to me. Apart from that, the rules on gas boilers could be downgraded. This is an article in the Times saying that ministers are considering watering down or downgrading plans to ban the installation of new boilers from 2035. This is because they were talking about heat pumps and hydrogen boilers, but officials are concerned about the impact and the prices. The cost of heat pumps is £8,000 to £12,000. It's hoped the market will drive down prices, but if it doesn't, how are people just going to do that? £8,000 to £12,000. It's just, there's too big a gap. The sub-mortgage price war continues as well. And this is now another company. This is not mortgage advice, not financial advice. Seek independent advice if you're looking for that. But HSBC has now come out in the mortgage price war, and they've now got a deal for 2 years, the lowest ever fixed rate deal for them, and that's 0.89% for 2 years with a 40% deposit. They're also offering a 5-year deal fixed below 1% at 0.99. It's just extraordinary, isn't it? Rachel Springer, an expert at Money Facts, said several big brands are now offering sub 1% mortgages. And if borrowers are comparing these deals, it would be wise to approach a broker to assess the overall cost. And that's because there are additional costs that are sometimes hidden, such as arrangement fees, early repayment charges, and all things need to be considered with a sensible independent financial advisor. So if you want independent advice, that's who you need to go and see. Now, the place that it's most expensive to buy in the UK, let's get on to that now. It is Winchester. This is research by the Halifax, and it shows that Winchester has overtaken Oxford to become the least affordable city to buy a home in. Figures suggest buying a home in Hampshire commuter city will cost 14 times average earnings, up from 5.6 times a decade ago. The cheapest place is Londonderry in Northern Ireland, and that comes in at 4.7 times average earnings. Over the past year, the Halifax reckons the average UK house price in cities has grown by 10.3%, while average earnings climbed 2.1%. Cities are slightly more affordable than the average for the UK as a whole, according to the figures. And this obviously partly reflects the pandemic and the exodus of people away from the cities and into holiday-type destinations, which we've seen has been a massive exodus from London, and it's just starting to turn back around now. And we're finding people are starting to look for homes locally. Now, the smallest, one of Britain's smallest flats ever has been put on sale. And you want to see the floor plan, don't you? How small is it? This is around the corner. It's in Knightsbridge, of course. Where else would it be? It's around the corner from Harvey Nicks and Harrods. And it's not much bigger than a garden shed. It's about the same size as a garden shed, actually. Look at that. That's it. So literally you walk in and you've got a shoebox 8 feet wide. It's absolutely tiny. But if you want to be in the posh part, you can do it. The price of it, $325,000. Crazy, isn't it? So apart from that, we'll be back tomorrow with another Ken at 10. If you're thinking of selling or letting, it's surprisingly busy for the time of year. If you get the sweet spot right on the price, then you will get interest. If you're on the market at the moment, you're not getting interest and you want to know why that is, then we're all about tips, help and advice, whether you're in our area or another. So by all means, do give us a call. Number here is 0208 679 8601, or drop us a direct message on whatever social you're watching us on. So stay safe, look after your friends and family. We'll be back same time tomorrow with another edition. Take care.